This is the Goalie Kid. It's a fictional hockey podcast about an 18-year-old goalie trying to find his way in life. Along the way, him and his friends learn about business, life, and what they want out of life. Chapter 4. It was Saturday, 10:30 p.m. Benny had just finished up his date with Jenny. When he got home, his brother was in the living room playing video games with the TV muted. Their parents were still out. "How was your date?" asked Scott. "It was actually great. Thanks for asking," said Benny. "Do you want to play a game with me?" "Sorry, Scott, but I'm getting kind of tired. I'm going to get ready for bed." At 11 p.m., Benny would lay flat on his bed and fall right to sleep. He went to sleep easily, being optimistic about the future. At 8 a.m., he woke up, ready to tackle the day. His mother made French toast, which was already on the table. Benny got dressed and made his way downstairs to the kitchen. "Oh, good, you're up," said Mrs. Jensen. "Breakfast is ready." The four of them began to talk and enjoy their morning. "So, how was your date last night, sweetie?" asked Mrs. Jensen. "Not bad. I like Jenny. I had trouble warming up to her in that way, but now I can honestly say I like her." "That's good. That's very good." "So, you aren't serious about her?" asked his father. "Well, I don't know yet. It was just one date." All right. I'm not pushing you." The four of them finished their breakfast 15 minutes later. Benny then went to his room to call Jenny. But before he could get his phone out, Jenny called him. "Hey," said Benny. "I just wanted to say I had a really good time last night." "I had a good time too. I'm free next weekend if you're available then." "Unfortunately not. I have to prepare for my summer league, and I need to be in the best shape possible if I want to play in minor league hockey." "I understand. I'll see you tomorrow at school." "Listen, I do want to let you know I had an excellent time last night too. I will have more time in a month or so, but it's just going to take a while. I'll see you tomorrow." "See you tomorrow." Benny would spend the rest of his morning playing video games with Scott. Today would be a rest day for Benny. He had no practice, all of his homework was done, and he would take full advantage of the day by having as much fun as he could. "So, what game do you want to play?" asked Benny. "How about the new All-Star Hockey video game?" "Sounds good to me." They began to play. Both virtual teams faced off. Scott went up 1-0 against Benny, but Benny would tie it up shortly after. "Nice try, Scott, but you aren't winning today." "No, today's the day that everything changes." Benny then got careless. One of his virtual players got called for hooking, and Scott went on the power play. "This is where I take the lead," said Scott. "I can defend against you." Scott then got the puck. He took a hard slap shot from the point. Scott scored on Benny. It took him a while to realize it, but once he figured it out, he jumped up with excitement. "Oh yeah, I took the lead. Okay, you won. Do you want to play something else?" "For you?" Okay, how about some World All-Star Soccer? Sure. Both Benny and Scott would finish the night playing more video games. The two of them would take it easy that night. Benny would sleep soundly with no trouble. Once Monday morning came, Benny woke up and got ready to go to school. He was in a great mood, and it seemed nothing would stop him. When Benny got to school, he immediately saw his teammates in the hallway. He went over and began to share everything that happened. "Hey guys, how's it hanging?" said Benny. "Great, Benny," said Pat. "How was your weekend?" "Pretty good. I went out with Jenny." "Nice, man. I caught a minor league baseball game in Denver on Saturday, and I just took it easy on Sunday," said Phil. "That's great. I have to get to class. Take care, you two," said Benny. The morning would be easy for Benny. His third period class was AP Psychology with Jenny. Jenny was already there, in class, sitting at her desk. "Hey, how was the rest of your weekend?" asked Jenny. "Great. I just spent yesterday playing video games with my brother. And eating." "That's it?" "Pretty much. It's nice when I can just take it easy for a day or two. I don't get many like them." "I get that. Yesterday I got busy at the store with my dad." The psychology teacher then made her way in as the bell sounded. "Okay, class, I hope you have some ideas of what your project will be and who you will be working with. So at the end of class, please let me know who you are working with and what you'll be working on." "Yes, Mrs. Stafford," said most of the class. "Hey, do you want to work with me?" whispered Jenny. "Sure. What kind of project did you have in mind?" "I was thinking about doing a project on what drives people to be successful." "Well, I'm your man for that." "Let's go over Maslow's hierarchy of needs," said Mrs. Stafford. The class would go over the lesson and submit their proposals to Mrs. Stafford. The rest of the day would go well for Benny. After being assigned with Jenny on the psychology project, things were looking up for him. On Wednesday night, Benny signed up for a summer league online. As he was browsing the web, Benny's mom called him down for dinner. "Benny, Scott, dinner is ready." Everyone made their way to the dinner table. "All right, Ben," said his father. "You are going to graduate soon, and you have prom coming up. Now, I have to ask, do you want to go to college?" "Well, I wanted to take a gap year first, and then I would go to college if I don't make it to the pros." "Listen, I understand that you want your shot in the spotlight, but you have a chance for a full scholarship at one of the top universities in the country." "Dad, I understand your concern, but I also have the chance to make a living at 18 years old. Shouldn't the end goal be to become fully independent?" "Well, yes, but maybe you shouldn't rush into things. Take some time to think things through. Listen, I'll stand by your decision, whatever that may be." Benny and his family finished up their dinner and would go to bed a few hours later. Even after the conversation with his father, he still wanted to take his chances to make it into professional hockey. Chapter 4, Part 2. Benny and Jenny would continue to go out with each other. The two of them slowly began to grow closer. They were almost inseparable. The two of them felt so free with each other. On the following Friday night, Benny decided to take Jenny out to Todd's for some wings. Even though hockey would become more a part of his schedule, he still had to make time for himself and Jenny. "How are your wings?" asked Benny. "Pretty good. I enjoy the spicy ones." "I'm glad." "Even though we are on a date right now, do you mind if we go back to my place and work on the project a bit?" "Not at all. After all, school comes first." The two of them finished up and left a tip. Back at Jenny's house, she had everything ready to go. Her laptop was up with a spreadsheet of what they needed for the project. "I can see that you've been busy." "Yes. I want that A on this project and to ace the final exam. If it's all right, can I ask you a couple of questions?" "Sure. What do you want to know?" "Well, what drives you to practice hockey and do what you do?" When you practice something you love, it becomes easy and you can learn what to expect at team practices. Hockey has been a big part of my life ever since I was a little boy. Although there are mornings where you want to hit the snooze button and go back to sleep, if you can keep up your routine, you're going to succeed at whatever you decide to do. That's very interesting. Being disciplined and delaying gratification are the keys to a successful life. That's what my father says. On Monday morning, Benny would be in class, ready to learn. His peers would grow curious about what was going on between him and Jenny. "Hey, bud, how was your weekend?" asked Johnny. "It was fantastic," said Benny. "Listen, where have you been? It's like you've changed in the span of a month." "Well, that's because I have changed." "Are you dating Jenny?" "Yes, I've been dating Jenny." "What do you see in her, man? Don't get me wrong, she's a very nice girl, but you two could not be any more different. She's a bookworm, and you're a star athlete." "Johnny, do you know why baseball players don't hang around other types of athletes?" "No, why?" "It's because they aren't willing to branch out and meet new people. Things are moving fast with Jenny and me." "All right, I understand, but what about Tiffany?" "Tiffany is just not that into me, remember?" "Oh yeah, I remember." "Okay, now I don't want to let a good thing slip away, so don't be surprised if I go all the way with Jenny." The two would head off to their separate classes and would catch up later at the end of the day. The next week would fly by for Benny, as Jenny and him would be closer to finishing the project. "How's the model coming?" asked Jenny. "Pretty good. It will be ready with the poster in a few more minutes." Benny then hit the print button and grabbed the tape. The two of them then laid out the papers on the poster board and taped them. "So, here are my findings," said Jenny. "Do you have your findings for the essay?" "Yes, I do. I emailed it to myself so we can combine the files when you're ready." "Okay." Once the two of them finished up the poster, Benny got his things and was about to head out. But before he could, Jenny stopped him. "Can I just ask what we are?" "What do you mean?" "You know, are we boyfriend and girlfriend?" "Well, I guess we are. I mean, we have been spending a lot of time with each other, and you are very easy to work with." "So, It's official then? Yeah, it's official. Benny then left excited that he had someone special in his life. The month of April would roll on, with Benny practicing for the minor league tryouts almost every day. His high school days were coming to a close, and prom was just around the corner. The next weekend, Benny signed up for a goalie clinic. Benny, wanting to be in the best shape possible for tryouts, would do everything in his power to get a contract from the Hornets. Good morning. I'm Coach Bill. Thank you for signing up. So I wanted to start with a warm-up and then we'll test your skills. There were over a dozen other goalies with the ages varying. After the warm-up ended, they went right into taking shots. Benny was the first one to be tested. Okay, son, let's see your stuff. The coaches then made their way to the blue line and began to take shots on him. They did this for a 10-minute warm-up. The next thing they went over was situational awareness and how to make sure that goalies don't get caught off guard. Benny would perform admirably. He only allowed 2 shots through, but blocked 35 other shots. For the rest of the session, everyone would work on their butterfly techniques. Benny and the other goalies would stretch. As they were about to get off the ice, Coach Bill interjected. Okay, everyone, thank you for coming out. I wish you all luck in your endeavors, and no matter what, be persistent in what you decide to do in your life. After the 2-hour clinic session, Benny changed into his street clothes and bought himself a protein bar and a lemonade at the snack bar. As he was about to sit down to eat, his father called. Hey, Benny, I'm on my way to pick you up. Listen, there's a few things I want to talk about when I arrive. So just hang tight, I'll be there shortly. Okay, Dad. Once he picked up Benny, the two of them began to talk about life and the future. Well, son, I'm glad you're living your final days of high school to the fullest. Aside from hockey, what else is it that you would like to do? One dream of mine that doesn't involve hockey is to become a freelancer. Doing what? Making videos online, reviewing tech, maybe even teaching some online courses, but I'm not sure what I want to teach. Well, that is a good start. Benny, you have a lot of talent and you may be the best goalie in all of Colorado. If you want anything in this life, it's always better to work harder than the guy next to you. If a recruiter, coach, or boss sees you, they may just take the other guy because people have their biases and it's not necessarily your fault. It doesn't even mean the person who offered you a position is a bad person. It just means that they have a different perspective. Do you understand? Yeah, I do. Good. Do you know why I chose to be an entrepreneur? Why, Dad? Because I want to control life on my terms. It is the greatest thing that you can do for yourself. When you have money, power, and influence, you can change your life. You're not restricted on how many hours you can work. You decide what you want to sell and who to associate with. Well, if I don't make it to the pros, I would like to be an entrepreneur. Exactly, Benny. Even if you don't go pro, you should still have other sources of income because you never know what can happen. Also, there are no limits on how much you can make. Hey everyone, thank you for listening to this episode of The Goalie Kid. Please subscribe to this podcast on Apple, Google, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcast. Also, please be sure to give this a 5-star rating on iTunes. Thank you very much and have a good day.